Hello, guys. Welcome to our channel once again. So, today is the awaited season finale of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, at least season 15 finale. First, how did you guys feel about the whole episode in general?
I thought the episode was good for once.
Yeah, I also
Yeah,
thought the same way.
yeah, I felt it was pretty exciting, because now we're getting down to the meat of the plate. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yes.
So I felt good, but then sad at certain stuff. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yes. Yes.
So it's good to kind of see the things that we've been talking about all along that we seen
Mhm.
come to light.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Hi, recaps.
Hello, sorry guys. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear
Oh,
you.
okay. Okay, fine. I'm driving, so I just wanted to make sure that, you guys can hear me. How's everyone doing?
Oh,
Good. How are
how are
you?
you?
I'm good, thank you.
That's great.
So, firstly, what I wanted to talk about is I wanted to say, can Shereé stop always praising Martell? Like, how did Martell buy this bag?
Uh,
When
Wait.
she said that, I was like, sister, please.
That
We
you
know
hear
it's
what?
just for the cameras.
Wait. Did you hear what her assistant said? Her assistant said some slick comment.
yeah. I think it just comes across as you see the way Marlo is always praising Scott Lee.
Mhm.
Right.
The difference is Scott Lee looks like he's also into the arrangements. The problem is Martell does not look like he's into the arrangements, so she's praising the wrong person.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
yeah, but I thought Martell didn't buy expensive gifts. So what is that? Didn't she
That's the
mention
thing.
that?
She's always contradicting herself.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
didn't she
If
mention he doesn't
anything,
buy
sh-
expensive gifts? So
it's
Mhm.
what
a.
is
I,
that?
I think it's one of those things where it's like she is reaching, especially because I'm like, you're a liar. You've been lying since day one on the show, so
Mhm.
you can't even keep up with your lies. And I'm surprised like no one really calls her out on it. And I'm sure they're going to let it slide again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm actually waiting for the reunion to see whether she will still talk about the relationship between her and Martell. I'm waiting to see that. Well, I also like the fact that they told us everything that is going on. As at the time the shooting was ended, they were like, despite the rumors, Martell and Shereé are totally committed to stay. They are just committed to saying they are just friends.
I
Oh my
saw that.
god.
I was like, wild,
Mm,
wild.
mm, mm.
I was like, why was that necessary for them to state that we are just friends? Like she on the show is like Martell is a good guy. I like him. Why are they stating that they are just friends? I feel like they're trying to prep us for the reunion when she hits us with, oh, we are over, we're broken up, you know?
She would say, "Oh, I never really said we're in a relationship." That's probably what we're gonna get.
Mhm. Because
That's probably what we're going to get.
because the crossover is Love Marriage Huntsville is coming back next month, and you see Martell sneaking that woman in and out of his room that stayed with him
Mm.
overnight.
Right.
Yep.
And that was when they went to Houston, and they went to Houston. I want to say that happened in April or May, but I remember
Mhm.
them going when they went to Houston. So how was she going to get through that? Because that was around the time when they I wonder if that's when I'm trying to remember when the reunion was filmed. That may have been right before the reunion. I got to get the timelines together. But
Mm.
I mean, I look at it like this. If you're getting paid for a storyline, just say it. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
I don't get the
Or
the
at
big
least act the
misty
Yeah.
stuff.
part.
Yeah. I don't get the big misdeception about it. You know, I mean, call a cat, a rat a rat.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I guess
Exactly.
like no one would really appreciate it if they were like, oh, it's not, it's because at the end of the day, we don't want to watch reality TV feeling like it's not the reality, right? So
Hmm.
like in a way, yes, of course we know like they doctor certain things, but we don't want to know they doctored it. We want it to at least look the part. For instance, this is my opinion, right? I feel like
Mhm.
Marlo doctored Scott. I'll be honest, I feel like it was all set up for her to be able to. Oh, thank you. Sorry, someone gave me way on the road. But yeah, no, it was all doctored for her to be able to come on with a storyline. I honestly believe that, right? But guess what? They're
Hmm.
both playing the part. Remember when they asked, "Oh, is Scott Lee going to meet the boys?" She's like, "No." And remember when they
Hmm.
asked, "Oh, so are they dating? Are they in a relationship?" She's like, he's like, girl, boyfriend, not boyfriend, friend boy.
Yeah.
That's what she
Hmm.
said. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like we know it's a storyline, right?
Yeah.
But guess
Yeah.
what? She's acting the part. They actually look like they're not being annoyed by each other's presence, right?
Right.
And it's
Mm-hmm.
almost believable, right? So
Yes,
we know
very,
it's a
very.
storyline, but the least you can do is act properly. Like act like it's not a storyline so that we can buy into the BS.
Right. I kind of feel like we're watching a new age soap opera here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, this is the
Yeah.
storyline that we're setting for you. So I just need you to get in there and ad lib it and give it all you got. For this
Hmm.
$10,000 bonus check over here. You know what I'm saying? I,
Hmm.
it's like it's a soap opera. And they forget
Yeah.
what they've said in the past. You know, if I'm having a conversation with you, I'm not gonna retract on anything that I felt strong about and that I said. Where they seem to forget what they said. Like Drew and her kissing girls and I swear to this day, I swear I seen her kissing when they were all with Bolo. I don't know, call me crazy, but I swear that's what I seen. I still have to find that scene.
Well,
You know.
I'm happy that she was able at least to treat her fibroid. At least she was able to finally get it healed. So I'm happy for that.
Oh yeah.
Totally happy for
Yeah.
that. Now let's move to one of the heartbreaking things in this season finale,
Oh,
Sanya.
yeah.
I might not be one of the greatest fans of her, but it was really I felt pain for her
Oh, yeah. That was
when
terrible.
she talked about losing her child. Like especially when she said she had to tell her baby boy how they lost it. Like it's I know it was very painful for her, and that was one of the sad moments in this season finale.
Hmm.
I swear, I didn't know. I thought the pregnancy she had now was this pregnancy, but now that I've been in calculations, this was not going to be possible. But at the end of the day, I'm still happy that right now she's pregnant, so at least it could make up for the loss she felt at this moment.
It
Yeah.
was it was horrible to
Yeah,
see
no, that
that.
was
It
really
kind of broke my
heartbreaking.
heart. Yeah, it broke
Yeah.
my
That
heart.
was
I
that was
I
so
cried
sad.
tears right along with her.
Yeah, that was really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when she talked about like Ducey praying for her every night and putting, his hand on her stomach and like praying for her. I just thought like that is honestly heart shattering, like I can
Yeah,
only imagine what Ducey is feeling. And I know like most times with children, even when things have nothing to do with them, they always feel like, did I do something wrong? And I just hope that he's not going through that sort of feeling like, did I do something wrong? Am I the reason like this isn't happening for mommy and daddy? You know? Um, So I just really hope that, they sort of at least hopefully get him someone to talk to, because like, people talk about how, you know, upsetting and how impactful something like, miscarriages, right? And I
Mhm.
can only imagine what it felt like for him as a child starting to now process that. So I hope they actually get him someone to speak to if they haven't done that already.
Yeah, I hope so too, because
Mhm.
you know, a little kid's heart. When things like that, nature happens like that, and a woman loses a baby, and your other kids know about it. Yeah, of course they're gonna feel awful. But he seems like he's a good little boy, because she did say he asked her immediately, "Hey, mom, are you okay?"
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
But she has to make sure that he's okay too.
Mhm.
yeah. And he was very in tune with his feelings to say that he wasn't okay when she asked him that question.
Oh
Right.
I
yeah.
thought that
Yeah.
was very emotionally intelligent of him, actually.
Hmm.
Yes.
For
That
such a
was.
young, for someone at such a young age, it's like a lot of adults is still trying to figure out their feelings and whether or not they're okay, and then for a kid to be able to identify that he's not okay about this,
Right.
that's yeah.
Let's move to Kayan. I don't know. This talk about having a kid and maybe to tell her ex-husband. I don't understand. Was she speak with her ex-husband knowing that the paper already says she has the right to eat? I don't understand. Is it compulsory for her to tell her ex-husband, because the more she keeps on mentioning is her ex-husband. I think she has mentioned her ex-husband more than the time she has even mentioned her alleged new boyfriend Roy.
Mm.
I just don't know the deal with them.
Yeah, the thing with that is I feel like it's a bit tricky because they reached the agreement at the time of the marriage. And also, what other clauses are in the contract? I.e., is there anything about what happens on divorce? Right? And so, is that why she's dragging, or is that why he's dragging, or is that why the divorce is dragging on for longer? So I feel like there is more to the story that is not being shared, and I feel like it just creates that gap in there. I'm going into a tunnel now, so if I do cut off, I'm coming back on, like, once I come back out.
Okay.
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 I know that whole thing with her and the embryos is I guess it's like she wants her child, her another baby, to have the same father. So that I can understand, kind of. But I don't understand why she would have to tell him.
I don't know. I think
I
she
mean,
considers his.
it's
Go ahead.
funny. It's a funny thing because maybe he would think she would want him to support the child. I mean, but if they have it in the divorce contract that he they should have it in when she has custody of the embryos, that he has no part of supporting the embryos if she decides to fertilize them, if she decides to implant them and have a baby. I mean that should be something that was addressed during the divorce.
Yeah, I think she considers his feelings too much to have to be a full time mom and a care provider. She has to care for herself. She has to run her business. She's wearing a lot of hats, but then she has to wear that. I wonder what Mark is gonna say hat. I don't get it. If we're separated, we are separated. Any decision that I make will be for the best interest of Brooklyn. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
by him
Exactly.
holding up,
Yeah.
yeah, by him holding up a divorce and not wanting to really pay child support, I don't get it. I don't get it. You
Mm-mm.
get with these guys, you know, it takes two to make a baby, so it should take two to raise it and financially raise a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't get it when uh, uh, the male goes, well, if I'm not laying with you anymore, then you have nothing coming. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about what I have coming. What are you going to do for the kid? You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just don't get it. These guys these days, oh Lord have mercy. And believe me, I have been through it. I've been through the court systems.
Yep, I have too, but it should be you go through the court and you let the court handle it. And I mean, let the court take care of it. There's nothing she can do if he shows up to see Brooklyn or not. There's nothing she can do about that. The court can make him support Brooklyn, and they can make him pay child support, but that's all you can do. She can't make him show up and be there for her. All she
Mm,
can do is support her daughter and give her daughter the best life on her side that she can.
exactly.
That's all she can do. She can't force Mark to do anything. So
Exactly.
she
Because
wouldn't even be
sometimes
worried about him.
the courts can see the truth and they still won't side with the woman for some reason. You know, I don't get it. I went to court, and every time the judge came out, I seen my father-in-law coming out the chambers with the judge because my father-in-law, my ex-father-in-law, was an attorney. So I never had a chance in hell to collect a dime. But you know what? If you look at me now and you look at the wonderful job I did with raising the kids, and you look at him, you see which where the mercy is from God. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I just hope Kenya gets this sorted out sooner than better, sooner than later, and she comes out the victor of this because it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And I was happy that they were able to show the opening of her hair salon. Like I was literally happy that they showed it at least.
Yeah, it was a beautiful opening. Well, it was a soft opening.
Yeah, and
I
it's
think,
looking beautiful.
yeah, that
Yes.
was back from, I think, January or February when she did that soft opening.
Okay.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Because if
I'm,
you go on her Instagram, you can see different things that she's done in it. And they should have that could have been its own show.
mm,
That should have been a spinoff for her.
mm.
But for
And,
some reason they don't want to give her that.
and the person that was writing this said Kenya continuing to grow her family of hair products. That was shady.
Hmm.
Why did they have to say grow a family of hair products? Like that was real shady.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if it's working for her, it's working for her. I
Yeah.
want to go and get my hair done there now.
Well, I don't understand why this her divorce is still stretching for so long. Like I don't get why it's still stretching for this long. But I wish her well in the divorce. And probably we don't know whether we'll see her in the next season of or whether we'll see her there. Then talking about Kandi, apart from them showing us the listing of her movie, I didn't think I didn't see her so much in this episode.
I
Apart from
liked the
that
movie.
event,
I liked the movie. It was good.
yeah, I did like the movie. Like I was surprised.
Hmm.
It was good.
Yep, because it had a
Andrew,
twist. It had a twist. I didn't expect the twist in it.
Andrew was good. Good. Drew
Hmm.
is a good actress.
Yeah, she was good in it.
She's good. She's good. Like the movie was very. I was surprised. I was surprised that the movie was that good, but it was good.
Yeah.
I
It
haven't
was
seen the
good.
movie, but now I'm
Yeah,
very curious.
it was good. I was like, wow, when I
No, it
watched
was
it.
good. It was good.
Yeah. And some people are like, oh, it's like something from Tubi. No, it's not. It is not. It was good because it surprised me. And the
Mm,
and the actors that were in the movie, you saw a lot of people that you've seen in other movies in it.
okay.
So I was
Okay.
like, wow, it was just it has some twists in there.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I guess Todd knows what he's doing then, huh?
Oh yes. Yes, he does.
He does. He does. He does know
Mhm.
what he's doing.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the Wiz.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
me either.
Yeah.
But I like you said, we spoke about Scott Lee. Like I love them. Like their relationship, they make it look as if it's very real. Like Recap said, it's not real, but they are comfortable with each other's presence and it's always there for the important things. When she tells him, be here, he's here. You need to be in this event, he's there. You need to be in this place, he's there. Unlike some people that we only got to see the boyfriend for a second and the rest through phone calls. Again, so like I love this whatever it is, this boyfriend, friend boy, whatever they are doing. I do love it because they feel comfortable with each other and it's important. At least it's not an eyesore watching it.
Right. I
It
love
looks,
this love interest for her. I think it was needed, because we seen the harder side of her and the rougher side of her,
yeah.
and the hey, I'll get in your face side of her. But it's good to see the softer side of her. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
calmness to her storm.
And she's not trying to change him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what he's got on and whatnot, and when he comes around her, that I mean, I'm wondering if they're really trying to build it up into something. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
What's
I
really
feel
is
like
going
probably
on with
she
them?
doesn't like him enough. I feel like she does like him enough, a little bit, because this right, although Marlo hasn't expunged Scott Lee from her life, she's continuing to work on expunging her criminal record and meeting with her life coach. The only door she is breaking down these days are the systematic biases against foster children. And I love that for her.
Yeah.
I do love that for her. And
Mhm.
I literally do wish her well. I do wish her well, but I want to see. It looks like she's going to cause problems in the reunion. I want to see
Hmm.
how much of an issue she's going to cause on the
Yeah.
reunion. I can't wait for next week to see the reunion.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be something.
Is it definitely coming on Sunday? Because I know Sunday is a holiday.
Yes, it's coming up next week. Oh, it's coming
Yeah.
up here on Sunday. Yes, on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And now to the main event.
Oh, it's right here.
The main event of the episode. Drew and her husband.
Hmm.
This when they were having this discussion, right? I don't know. I felt like I don't. For my own part, I feel like the both of them they have problems with communication. She's not trying to be understanding where he's coming from. He's not even trying to understand where she's coming from. Feel that they have that issue. She wants to be she wants to be the one that is heard. She wants what I say should be heard. And it's nice. But I also feel like as much as you want your part to be heard, I feel like um you should also try to listen to the other person too. And the way he tried to dismiss when she was trying to complain about the Courtney issue, I was like, yeah, fine. He's trying to make an argument that other ladies call her the B word and she doesn't get upset. So why is she upset that it's Courtney? I felt like he didn't even try to like at least first comfort his wife, like, okay, fine, I'm sorry that my cousin said that to you, but I feel like she didn't mean it in the way you are thinking. Like, he could have even made a case for his for his cousin, apologize on her behalf. He just went straight to, oh, I don't think other ladies call you the B word and you've not gotten this upset with them.
You know, they say when a man doesn't love you, he stops protecting you.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A man
Yeah.
who's truly in love with you, he's going to protect you against his mom, his sisters, brothers, cousins, whoever, friends, another female. You know what I'm saying? But
Yep.
it seemed like Ralph, when he came to that meeting, he came to that meeting basically to kind of call her out on her shit, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
excuse my language, but he was like, so I came here. Didn't he say something about I came here to see you in these scenes? So, and she was like, okay, we already taped those scenes, and then he goes, well, did you kiss a girl? You know, I mean, Why, I'm pretty sure you read some of the script and you knew what it was about, Ralph. You know, I just felt like he came to kind of poke the bear, put her on blast, because he knew it was probably a few scenes left. So, hey, let me hurry up and say what I need to say to her, to kind of blow this all out because, this is just going to be more evidence to the attorney on my side. This is how I'm looking at it. He's looking at stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he's getting his receipts together. Because he could ask her any other kind of questions besides those when, he asked her assistant to leave out of the camper, the trailer, you know. He could have said anything. They could have talked about the kids. They could have talked about, hey, or what are we doing once you wrap? You know, when are you coming back into the room? You know what I'm saying? They could have talked about anything, but he went straight for the jugular. That's how I feel about that part.
And he got his so-called cousin that he'd known for 1 minute on board the train.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sticky Courtney.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he's sleeping in a different bedroom, that was like, I was like, at this point, I felt also Drew gave him the power for him to do what he's been doing,
Yeah.
because she entertained whatever thing he's doing. She gave him the hands, like, she gave him the allowance, so he was taking allowance. She wasn't complaining enough. She wasn't telling him, okay, this is wrong. She wasn't standing her ground. Because how would you go to a different bedroom and saying you are going there for your peace? What kind of peace
Yeah.
are you leaving your matrimonial bed for, to go be in another bedroom? Not just for, maybe I'm annoyed with you, I want to stay away from you for one day. You're literally sleeping, and the excuse you're giving is, oh, for my peace. Uh um I don't want us to fight a lot. So your solution is, let me totally ignore you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
that made no
sense.
sense.
None at
None
all.
at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of
I
thought
kind of thought
Ralph was
Ralph
wrong
was wrong
for
for
sleeping in a
sleeping in a
different room
different
and
room and
everything.
everything.
But
We have an echo.
like I
Like I
said a
said
while
a while
ago,
ago,
that
that
they were
they
both
were both
faking the
faking the
funk
funk
as
as
far
far
as the
as the
marriage goes,
marriage
because
goes,
you could
because you
tell
could
that
tell that
he
Sorry,
didn't want
sorry,
them to
sorry.
allow that. They've been
they've
having
been having
problems for
problems for, I got
it
it,
like
like
years,
years,
uh,
uh,
at least a
at
couple of
least a couple of
seasons. You know what
seasons.
I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
You've been
You've
seeing
been
more and
seeing
more
more
and
and
more
more and more
about
about
how their
how
marriage
their marriage
just
just
wasn't
wasn't
working.
working.
And she said, yeah, she gave him the hall pass. She was allowing him to do things that a respectful wife wouldn't let her husband normally do. Well, I would say so. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're allowing him to do this, and you're not doing anything. So I guess you're out there doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? And then when he gets tired, and he goes, well, hey, I think I can do better than this marriage, you know, and then you guys have a problem. So I feel like they both been doing it the whole time.
Yeah, I feel like when she also said that she gave him the pass to do whatever he wanted, I felt like for you to do that, that means on your own yourself, you yourself, you're giving yourself pass. Because if you are not enjoying something, if you don't like how things are playing out, you will speak out. The only
Right.
time you keep quiet to something playing out in front of you is because you are also enjoying the drama. If the drama is not to your taste, you surely come out and say, I'm not enjoying this one bit. But she herself was enjoying it. But the reason why they are at this point is because maybe, like you said, Ralph is just like, you know what, I think I can do better than this.
Yeah.
And I feel like if Ralph hadn't gotten to the or haven't gotten to this stage where he feels like he can do better than this, they will still be having the blissful marriage that they've been having since all this while. Giving each other passes, let them do whatever you want to do, behave how you want to behave. They will still be having it and live in the public eye. They have the best marriage. But
Hmm.
because Drew decided that Ralph has decided that, you know what, I am tired. I can do better for myself. That is why they are in this spot.
Hmm.
Mm.
And this scene here where the sister, did you feel like sister was imputing too much without knowing the full situation? Or do you feel like sister should have brought herself out of the situation and not talk, knowing that her and Ralph's relationship is not that great? It, oh my god,
I
she
was
shouldn't
with the
have talked
sister.
to Ralph.
I was with the sister because he drew her in it. Then he
Yeah.
almost told her mind her business. She was just walking around doing whatever in the kitchen. She was not involved in it.
True.
And then he thought she would be on his side, and when she wasn't, then he was like, "I got this" or whatever it was he said to her. And you could
Hmm.
tell she was hot. I guess before she got her issues under control, she probably would have jumped on him, and I would have too.
Exactly, because I'm always take up for my sister, especially if I see that my sister can't.
Yeah,
If I see my sister sitting there in tears and
yeah.
choking back her words, yeah, I'm gonna jump in. And especially if you're gonna tag me in the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna rip you a new one for her.
Yep.
And I'm gonna get you for the other family members too that can't get to you right now. So yeah, I would have been all up in it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether right,
Um,
wrong, or undifferent, I would
Yep.
have been in it.
Yep.
but I also like that the sister came in for her. But did you notice that even when Ralph started talking badly to the sister, Drew didn't even try to be like, we don't talk to my sister like that. She was just concerned about herself.
Right.
Yeah.
Even when his sister was being disrespected because of trying to protect her interest. But I feel like Drew, as much as I don't like the situation she comes off as selfish. If she doesn't get things working the way she wants, the way she wants it to be, she feels a certain way, she start acting out. And I feel like that's the situation between her and Ralph's relationship because she loved it the way it was going. And now that she felt like, okay, it's not going the way she wants it, that's how things started becoming problematic for them.
Drew's a
It
pick
became
me.
problem. You
Drew's a
said?
pick me. She's a pick me.
Mm-hmm.
She's definitely a pick me. And she wants she Drew Drew kind of put her head in the sand about her husband. She knows who her husband is and what her husband is doing. Have the backbone to really do anything until her back was pushed against the wall, and that's why she filed for divorce, because her back was pushed against the wall. That's why she ran and filed before he could do it.
Mm.
That's what I think. That's the only reason why.
But does it mean anything to foul first before he?
I mean it. I mean, it's like in when people are looking at it, it's like, oh, I did it before you. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
in any case, I would rather be the plaintiff than the defendant.
right, right, yeah.
You know?
That's all it is. But
Yeah.
she ran and she did that because she knew he was going to do it. So she ran and she somehow got there an hour before he did it. Now, before his lawyer, because I'm sure the lawyers filed. They didn't actually run to the court and do it themselves.
Right.
Their lawyers did it for him,
Mm-hmm.
for them. So, and that's the only reason why she do it, because she knew he was going to divorce her.
Mm-hmm.
She knew he was going to file first.
Mm.
Well, even this, truthfully, this therapist or psychologist or wherever it is, he knew that this marriage was in for ruin. With the
Hmm.
things this guy was saying from his mouth, because I am not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist. Listening to them during this section, if I was the one, I'd have just told them there and there, you guys need a divorce. Because Ralph was speaking like someone that didn't want to be in the marriage, but was kind of forced to be in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could just kind of tell that he was done from his answers, like uh
Mhm.
your friends and her husband sleep in different rooms. So I don't see anything
Hmm.
wrong with that. And then when Drew said, well, and they got a divorce, well, I don't see anything wrong with that either.
Yeah. What do you say?
Right. Yeah.
Everybody gets a
Everybody gets
divorce.
divorced at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, who says that?
Somebody who don't want to be in a
Hmm.
relationship, somebody who's done,
Yeah.
somebody who's out the door.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
me already. I already knew that, man. This marriage is it's easy. I don't think there's any savaging in it.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I don't know. I was already sold on the marriage being in ruins, in total ruins. And I don't this part where sorry, her sister was going to challenge Courtney in this event. I felt like this was the wrongest of the place, or wrongest place for her to have gone to challenge this lady. For the first time, I comment Courtney and was like, okay, fine. She was like, you know what, we can't do this here. Let's take it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Well, no one.
Because
Well, I'm
this was
glad her
someone's
sister.
event where people of different, like people of caliber were there. Shouldn't be having this kind of quarrels or fights over there.
Listen, I don't care. Listen, I'm glad Allison did say something to her, because who knows when Allison would be able to see Courtney. She caught her right then and there, so Courtney couldn't say, "Oh, this is something old and you're dragging it up." No, she got her right there, and Allison wasn't loud or anything about it. She just told her.
Yeah.
She just
Straight
told
out.
her right there. She wasn't loud or anything. She just let her know where she
No, at
stood,
first she was
and that was
at
good.
first she was a little loud until Courtney was like, you know what, let's go somewhere private, somewhere different to talk about this. She wanted to talk about it in the presence like this because this was filled up. Then she was like, let's go somewhere else to discuss about it.
Well, I'm glad she
But
did. She approached her right there, right on the spot when she saw her.
but for
Let her
me,
know.
for me, I still feel like she didn't call this lady the B word. I felt like it was Sanya she was talking to. Well, like I feel, and the way she just like, because today's episode she was like, you know what, I acknowledge that I did say it. Well, I guess that if the person himself says that I'm guilty, so even I myself cannot defend someone that comes out and say I'm guilty. So she has spoken today in this episode that she was guilty. Well, I guess we're going to see her guilty because then I was trying to make a case for her that she was she wasn't guilty, that she was talking to Sanya, not um
I know. I
Drew.
feel like it's hard to make a case for someone who has pretty much said they did it, and it's like, okay, then, all right. I don't have to work hard for you, honey. You already said you did it.
Exactly.
So
I've been making case for her since it happened, but because today she just said this story. Last episode she was like, "Yeah, I did say it. I didn't refer it to you exactly." I was like, "Okay, you know what? I can't argue with that. If you say by yourself that you meant to talk, we were talking about Drew, then that should be it."
yeah. I think, to be honest, I hear what you're saying about like there being a time and a place, but then at the same time, I also agree that like you don't know when next, or at least Alison does not know when next she'll see Courtney, and I can only imagine that she was already irritated by the whole thing that happened with what's his name, Mr. Ralph as well. That she was just
Mm-hmm.
like, you people keep trying Drew, and she's at the end of the day, she's a big sis, and like the age gap is massive. So
Yeah, it's
it's
like
not
20 years,
surprising.
I think. It's like
Exactly. And
almost a
it's not
20-year
surprising
gap.
that she say that again.
It's almost a 20-year gap
Exactly.
between
So
them.
it's, I'm like, that's sometimes the age difference between parents and their kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yep.
if
Right.
you think about it, like she's practically probably sees herself like not just like a big sis, but almost like a parent to Drew. So she was not going to like tolerate someone playing in her sister's face like
Right.
that. I think that's what it was. So I think she's just tired of it. You like, for instance, think about it from Alison's perspective. She's probably thinking this random cousin that we did not know anything about is coming from my sister, just the way Ralph does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do
And
understand that.
did you guys also pick up that Courtney said something about, well, you call her a bae? Did you guys pick that up? Something along those lines.
Yeah,
I, I think
that rap,
where we
like that same thing Rap said to her earlier.
exactly, which makes me think Ralph is a little big, to be honest. Because
Oh
what
my
else?
god,
That's the only explanation. Because that means Ralph.
they've
Remember,
been talking.
Ralph was having conversations with Marlo. It seemed like they were cordial. It's like, why do you have to be friends with all your wife's ops?
Yeah.
You have a big
Mm-hmm.
problem. I just kept thinking about when Nini told Peter to stay out of women's business. I feel like Ralph
Mm-hmm.
needs to take several seats and stay out of Drew's business
Women's
because he's
business.
all up in there. It's like, stop acting like the only person that should be called a B here is Ralph. Because why would you be trusted of all people to say that? I can't lie, that really pissed me
Oh
off.
my god.
I agree with you on
Oh,
that.
when she said that, I was like, "What's your business if she has called her the B word before? They are sisters. They can
But
Exactly.
handle their
wait,
relationship."
wait, and did Nene say that to Peter? Didn't Nene call Peter the B word one time? Didn't she say,
Yeah.
She
Peter, you're acting
did.
like a
She
B?
did.
Yeah, she
Yes.
did.
And I was here for it. And I feel
Yeah.
like someone needs to call Ralph out because he's acting like a little B.
Oh,
No, he's trying to
eh,
get all the character witnesses on
but
his
did you catch
side.
who was on Speak on It? Did you
Apparently,
guys catch?
Speak on It has been deleted.
Deleted how?
Apparently, I saw something come up on my notifications. I haven't watched it yet, but something about like the speak on it that Kandi did with Courtney has been deleted.
Oh, really?
Yes, literally.
Mm.
I was like, I just saw
Oh,
it this
wait,
evening. I didn't
let,
even watch
Really?
it.
Let me check up on it
let me
now.
I
look
need to
right now
check because I haven't been able to check. I've been out all day, but I
because
got a notification from, I think it might be DJ Rich's Guy's channel, or maybe not him, but
because
someone's
because
channel saying it was deleted.
people have no, it's still there.
Huh.
It's still there. I see it. Because people have been talking about it. People were mad with Kandi about that.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's
It's
still
still
there.
there.
Hold on. Let me look at the notification that I got. Let's see.
People were
Hmm,
mad with Kandi about Kandi doing that with her.
where did I see that?
It's still
Interesting.
there
Yeah,
because
it's still there.
she titled it "Speak on It," the season finale. So she knew what was going to be on that season finale, and I'm sure that Courtney has already told her what was said, how it was said. So Candy cannot um form like she didn't know what was going on. She
Yeah.
knew.
And
So
here's the
I
thing.
was surprised when I saw Courtney on Speak on It.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I
I just laughed over it. I was like, wow. So the way are they trying to tell us now? Drew would has Drew and Candy finally falling off?
well,
And
Mm-hmm.
it
even
seems
if
like
there's a
they
new
are.
season, we should still be following each other. We they still be following each other like Drew is always supporting Candy, even when Candy is wrong, Candy is right in Drew's face. Would that still be the same thing?
I'll be honest, I feel like Candy, I don't like the way Candy is doing Drew right now. To be completely honest with y'all. Like, I just feel like at some point, right? Like, at what point do you say, okay, friend, let's speak about it behind the wall? Do you know what I mean? Like, if that's really your friend at the end of the day, right? At some point, you guys need to call a truce. Instead, it just comes across as now you have Courtney on the show. I haven't watched what Courtney said, but I trust it's going to be some madness because she had
Mm-hmm.
a lot to say. I'm like, it's like she's clearly working overtime for the peach that she's never going to get.
Mm-hmm.
The fact is, I feel like Candy is nobody's friend.
Yeah. And I hope Drew finally knows that.
Candy is nobody's friend. Candy is a user.
I'm
She
not.
she knows she has the power. Like she's a let's put it like this. She's the dom in every relationship that she has. She uses you. As much
Mm.
as yes, you will use her to get to some certain level that you want to get in the entertainment industry or whatever. But she uses you more. Candy is that kind of person that when you're close to her, she doesn't want you to outshine her or outgrow her or whatever. So I feel like this friendship that she was always forming with Drew or deceiving themselves that they had a friendship. I don't think Candy is any she's friends with anybody on that crew, on this crew of Real of Atlanta. She's more friendly with her band, that's Tiny and Timika, than with them. That's what I feel. If you see her with Tiny and especially with Tiny, watch them interact, you will know that they are really, really close. That's what you call a friendship.
But
Right.
she's been friends with Tiny for I don't know how many years, for
About
30 years or
30
so, from when they
something
were
years. Yeah.
teenagers.
Yeah. About 30 some years.
I
And
think
that's why I'm saying that her own friendship with Tiny and Timika, who is a band member, her group member, they are whenever they are interacting, you will know that that is yes, they are in business together, but they also have a friendship
right.
Mm-hmm.
together. But with
Yeah.
these ladies, you will see that sometimes she's just like, you know what, I'm just over, let's just shoot this thing. I'm just over it, like she's forced to come, like when you're forced to come to work, but
Rem-
you have to be at work.
Remember when she had to follow Kenya to the hospital and Kenya asked for her to follow? Did you guys remember her facial expression?
Yeah.
Yes.
She did not want to do that. And I'm
No.
sorry. My thing is, if that was my friend, it would not even be a thing. It's a freaking brainer. So I hope that they realize that these people ain't your friends, especially Drew. I think she's very, very naive. She really thought like these people had her back and were her friends, when in reality,
Oh,
she did not have a friend on that show. If anything, Kenya has been acting more like a friend to Drew than Kandi, who is meant to be an actual friend.
yeah. Kenya has been acting more of a friend to Drew than is the. I feel like the dynamics of these women is changing
Mm.
because we see Kenya going to do an interview with Carlos, even advertising the interview, publicizing it, talking about it. We see, okay, yes, Kenya going, the other person was Nini, so Nini is not in that group anymore. But we see Kenya going to do an interview with her, with Carlos, that we know that Carlos is number one, Kenya's number one, sorry, Kandi's number one enemy. And she went to do an interview all smiley, put the interview on her page, advertised it, said it then that I feel like the dynamics in this friendship, this group, is changing.
I mean,
If there will be a season 16 and they are all still together, the same cast, I'm pretty sure that we'll see a different dynamics than we are seeing in this season.
everybody interviews with Carlos. So that's a to me that's a business decision for everybody.
Right. I mean, and just
Yeah.
like Kandi offering Drew a part in her movie, that was a business decision of
Hmm.
Drew's. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Business decision,
Everybody's
not
grown.
friendly.
Well, I'm just saying everybody's grown. You
Yeah.
know, and if you didn't need the bag, then resist the bag.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
but
I think she was picked simply because the background history of the meat on the plate was everybody knew. Everybody knew you kissed a girl before.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So why not uh write a movie? And I'm not saying that it was written especially for her, but hey, if there's a part in there that she fits because of
And,
what we know,
and
hey,
and all Drew had to say was at that time they were all drinking, they was all drunk. All she had to do was say, "I was drunk. I don't remember kissing her." That's all she had to say. It could have been as simple as that. I was drunk.
yeah, but I'm pretty sure she watched that playback because I swear it was her and what's her name?
Who's Latoya, right? I can't
Latoya.
remember. I can't
Yeah,
remember them kissing, but I know they were all drunk.
they were on an ottoman,
I know they
like
were all
like
drunk.
like a big cushy ottoman, and they were tongue kissing, and I was like, okay, wow, and yeah, everybody was drunk, but
Yeah.
those two start kissing first, because first I remember Kenya like was on the ground dancing and opening her legs and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, you
Yep.
know, and then I remember them drinking some more, and uh they were all dressed up, in their little lingerie outfits and stuff, you know, and they started drinking more and more, and those two started kissing. Portia was kissing too.
Yes, she sure was. And that's part of the reason why Tanya left the show was
Okay.
because of that whole thing.
Okay. So they were all kissing in there. And Drew was one of the kissers.
To be honest, maybe part of it is because of and stuff. And so I think maybe that's why she's like trying to, and she's probably involved in the ministry in some. Maybe that's why she's trying to deny it. But the thing is, my thing is, even if, right, if my
Right.
friend, if I saw something, right, and my friend was like, oh, that didn't happen, blah, 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 I would be having a sidebar conversation like, yo, you're okay? I saw this happen. Everything okay? Right? Not
Right.
out to them in that way, just so that I can prove I'm not lying.
Hmm.
Right? It just feels like things just seem, and also now I feel like maybe this conversation was intentionally brought up to create this whole segue for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now it seems
Yeah,
like they just screwed Drew up, really.
that's what I'm saying. Candy is not a friend.
That's
She
what I'm
she
talking
does
about.
anything that will profit her business or any adventure that she's doing or anything she puts her hand into to grow. That's who Kandi is. And I feel like this was a big setup
This
for Drew, and she fell for it because she was like, "Oh, my friend, my friend, my friend." That first time that Kandi brought it up in that Portugal retreat, she should have nipped it. She should have gone hard on Kandi, but because she was like, okay, Kandi thing. Because I'm sure if this was either Malo or She by Shereé or Sanya that brought up that issue, my God, she would have died it there and then. She would have
Yep.
gone hard.
Yep. But she trusted her friend, and
Yeah,
that's how it ended.
her so-called friend.
Yep. So yeah, I if I was Drew, I would be upset. I've been played on national TV for the world.
Mm.
I would be crying at this point, to be honest, because that's insane.
I just feel like she played at once. I feel like she also played herself because the handwriting was there. Like I have a friend of mine coming on saying those kind of things about me and still admit like hitting. I'm like I'm not saying wrong by hitting on you, and you still think that person is your friend.
Yeah, I feel like Drew is very naive. I've always gotten that impression since day one, and I think that just played out on the show for us to see. Because it's like, yo, most people, once people start to act a type of way, you start to realize
Seems like her network went off.
Oh,
Uh,
is if Kandi is feeling this strongly about whatever, why did you allow her to act in your movie? Why not just be like, you know what, let's just not work it out? But you knew she'd be the best person for the job, and you also
exactly.
knew that the controversy surrounding what your plan is or whatever is going to sell the movie. Now, guess what? Everyone wants to watch that movie regardless, especially because of everything that's transpired with the storyline.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Not
Mm.
like genius. I don't like it on a personal level, morality standpoint, but it's actually genius in terms of actually promoting the movie.
Yeah,
Exactly.
very good business move. Like, yeah, that was
Yeah,
good because
Yeah.
trust me.
immediately it came out, a lot of people were like, "Yeah, let's go watch the passing. Let's watch the passing. Let's watch the passing." So that was great on her hand. Like, she's a great woman. When it comes, Kandi is a great businesswoman. That's why she's still where she is now.
Right, but I mean, come on, at some time in your life, you got to think for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to know when you're being played. You got to know when somebody's playing chess and you're still playing checkers. You know
You
what I'm
know
saying?
what?
Yeah,
So, I,
You know what? I just see here another YouTuber did post that the speaker on it was removed. So it may have been removed and then put back. It may have been edited or something.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
because
Because I was
I do see that someone else did put that up here.
thank you for saying that because
Yep.
I was starting to feel like I was
so
not
it
Mm-mm.
was removed and
where that.
put back.
Yeah, sometimes people will take it and they can edit it
Okay,
and
and
then
then
put it
they
back up there.
fine.
And I
Okay, fine.
think
Because
that may have
I
been what happened.
about something. I didn't read it because I was busy at the time, but I just know
Hmm.
I saw something.
Maybe she took
Yeah.
out a part. Maybe she
Mm,
trimmed out a part.
possibly because apparently people have been dragging her. I've not seen it
Yeah.
yet,
They have big people really have been dragging her over
as
that.
they should. Actually,
Hmm.
on this one, usually I don't stand for dragging people, but I feel like on this one she actually deserved the dragging. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
stay out
she.
there
When
and
I
let.
saw it, I was like, "What the hell? Why? Why is Courtney here?" Even if I did not see this episode, even if I didn't see this episode, I still would not understand why Courtney is there because we know that her and Courtney are not really in that body phase where she would invite her to the show. See, let's cut the crap. Like let's say she trimmed out some part. that means they bonded over Drew's misery for
Yeah,
her to invite Courtney over.
Mm.
forget
100%.
the draggings, forget whatever thing is going on, forget the trimming that's gone on. For Kandi to invite Courtney to her show, they've bonded over the misery of Drew.
Mm. Now I want to watch it.
And this is after the reunion. And according to her, remember she did an interview with ET after the reunion saying that her and Drew, they didn't resolve anything. Instead, it was
Mm.
worse. That means this kissing of a girl thing went worse in the reunion. So for her to call Courtney, that means they have connected over Drew's issues.
Yep.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Just like
Because
so. Go ahead.
because I know Kandi will not just invite someone that she's not cool with on the show, on her show.
Yep. Unless it is to go against or say stuff she doesn't want to say about her up. And we've seen this.
Exactly. Exactly. So me, I'm saying even if she deletes the video, for me, I will still feel the way I'm feeling. Because I feel like for you to shoot that video. See, she drops, look at this thing. She drops her candy coated after the show airs, right? She always
Uh-huh.
drops it after it. So you saw the episode, you watched the episode, you knew what was going on, and you posted whatever you were posting fully like that without editing out, without removing the part that they are removing now. So she knows. So probably it's only because of the dragging that is making her remove that part. And Kandi is not new to dragging, so she would just at the end of the day she would be like, by tomorrow there will be another bigger scandal, another bigger news, and everybody will forget about it. She will always say, at least I have the biggest fan base, I'm the biggest this, I'm the longest running housewife. The way she's always bragging and being proud of herself, which she has. But I feel like it's all shade of wrong. When
Yeah.
I saw Courtney there, I was like, I don't care what Courtney wants to say. I don't care what she has to say. Being on that speak on it was all wrong.
Honestly, I feel like at some point, right? Like, where do we draw the line, right? Like, I liked the show when it was very light-hearted, but it feels like now there's this weird vindictive energy that I don't like. It's too extreme. Why invite Courtney on the show? Why?
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. I used to call her Sticky Courtney. Like she sticks on the bottom of your shoe like gum. You know, she was just
Yeah.
messy.
And she
You
brought
know,
nothing to the show, but
She
tried
brought
to
nothing to the
force.
table.
She tried to
Just like
manufacture
Monyetta.
beef.
Both of them were the most useless cast members.
Yeah, they tried to manufacture beef for no reason. It's like you're dropping down the value of the show. You know, it was just honestly very, very
I
horrible. And
I feel
so,
that was the job they gave to Courtney and Monyetta. Come to the show, try to create issues between the other cast members. Because apart from that, what else did they do in this season? What did the both of them do?
yep,
Nothing. No added value.
yep. All Courtney did was annoy me with her voice. Literally. It's like, gosh.
Oh my god. Oh, and that ending part when they had a special segment when they were talking about the divorce.
Mm.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
I felt like going into my screen and punching Courtney.
Yeah.
Mm. I know.
There are
I,
several
I felt
slaps.
like going into my screen and punching Courtney because she deserves it.
She does. And I hope, like, oh, I'm never really in support of dragging, but I was just about to say something, but I'm gonna let it go on this one. But seriously, right? My thing is, Ralph isn't really saying much because Ralph knows if he says much, he probably knows Drew will say what she wants to say. And so he's like being, they've almost like you can
For
tell that
for
they're
for
both
me,
are lying.
the way I feel about that, I feel like the reason why Ralph and Drew are not saying anything because both of them are not honest people. The both of
Right.
them are liars.
Both
So they
of
are
them.
trying not to divulge a lot for us not to pick a thing and be like, oh, these are lies. The both of them are not truthful. They are not honest with themselves. They're not even honest with us that are watching. They all lies. They all lies acting. So immediately I saw them saying, "Oh, I can't say anything. Let me call my lawyer." I was like, "What are these two doing?
And the
What
thing
are
is,
they doing?
tell
Just
about it before. They already came there prepped. They knew dang well that they were not going to say nothing, but just dramatize everything and say, "Oh, let me call my lawyer.
Mhm.
I can see." Shut up,
Yeah,
shut up, right? Like, it's not that deep, right? You can keep it vague. You don't have to say, "Oh, that." You can keep it as vague as possible. Stop acting like it's a criminal case when you can't disclose what's going on. I'm just like, what the hell?
oh,
What that stuff, man. But then for me, I'm just like, you guys give Courtney a whole segment to be talking on what she does not know anything about, right? Only for her to then say, oh, maybe that's why she wanted him to
yeah.
adopt her son. And I know
See,
that came
that's
from
that
Ralph.
statement was not from her.
That came from Ralph. Ralph
That came from
decided
Ralph.
to prep her so that she can basically speak, so that he can get his, and he is playing chess with Drew, but Drew is too naive to see it. They probably agreed
Mhm.
to go there and say nothing, right? And he knew he was going to get his lapdog to do all the talking.
Mm-hmm.
That
That's right.
Yeah, that's why he didn't feel the need to confront her over calling Drew the B word.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they've been talking.
Yeah, she
They
already
they've been
knew the
they talk
secrets.
a lot about Drew.
Yeah.
They talk a lot about Drew, and the fact that she said when maybe said that thing that oh that's why she was asking for an adoption. I was like wow, this family cannot go any lower.
Hmm.
But there's something that I also realized. I said, if Drew is sleeping on Ralph, I, I have a big pity for her because she's gonna be surprised by what. I'm pretty sure that Ralph has something that will hit her so hard. If she keeps on being naive and slow and so much smiley, because
Hmm.
I can bet 50% that Ralph has a lot on her.
Oh
yep.
yeah.
I'm sure he literally
Uh,
followed, had her investigated, had her, went to the extreme. I'm sure he has a lot on her.
Oh yeah.
and I personally think Ralph is worse than Martell.
Oh my God.
I
Man.
I just feel like he just needs the right push or the wrong push or whatever you want to call it. But he just needs a little push and he will unleash.
Yeah, I feel he's worse than Martell.
I
I
completely
feel
believe.
Martell is a saint compared to Ralph.
Yep. Ralph is
And
definitely playing some underhanded games.
Mm-hmm.
and why his own is worse is that he has the money. Martell doesn't have the money to pursue whatever he wants to pursue, go where he needs to go, but Ralph has the money.
He sure does.
Ralph is
So
a. I don't know if you guys watch Kojo. Ralph is a master at the dark arts.
Oh yes, I watch Kojo. I love Kojo.
Yes. Yes, he's a master at the dark arts.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
That is so true. You can just tell. Like
Mm-hmm.
even the way he was like, "Oh, stop acting right now." It's like he knows that's the one thing that will get under her skin because she's tired of hearing it so much. Like
yeah.
honestly, Drew needs to do a documentary, Surviving Ralph,
Ah,
because no 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 honestly I really believe that she's endured so much and I don't think people understand the level of like she is probably questioning her sanity,
no,
questioning
I,
herself.
I
single moment. I just get the impression.
Well,
I can't explain
I
it.
question her sanity too for staying. You know what
No,
I'm
Mm.
yeah,
saying?
exactly. That's what I wanted to say.
The first
That
time
I
you
feel
don't come
as much.
home, the first time you don't come home, it's a no for me.
No comment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to pretend another weekend. I'm not going to pretend another moment. This is over.
Mm.
Like
Mm.
I said, we could sell it all, split it 50-50. I know how to walk away and rebuild. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So
Yep.
nothing is worth my sanity. Because I'm not going to be up late at night wondering where you at, what bed you laying in, when you coming home. No, I'm not doing that with anybody. So I blame her because, look, a man can't do to you what you don't allow him to do. And once you find out, then the ball is in your corner. What are you going to do with it? You going to throw it back to him, or you going to throw it the other direction? Or you going to hold your ball?
Exactly. Like you said, question her sanity for staying this long
Yeah.
in this kind of toxic relationship. And like I said earlier on, I feel like she was also comfortable. Like it was working for her until it didn't again. She was enjoying it. Whatever arrangement they had was good for her. It was she was having getting favors from it until, like I said earlier on, probably Ralph got tired, or he was no longer getting satisfied by the arrangement. So he decided that, you know what, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna do better things. I'm gonna go higher. That is when this problem started, because these things have always been there between Ralph and Drew. But she
Okay.
took it in because she
But
was comfortable.
I hear what you guys are saying, but I feel like I have a slightly different opinion because I feel like with people like that, they start off by chipping away at your self-esteem from the start, right? So I imagine Drew as in she's already nice at this stage. So imagine who she was when she met Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just think about it. I think I have a little bit more empathy for her because I'm thinking back to her state of mind at that point, right? This man comes across as this kind of person, and then you don't even know what gaslighting means until recently, right? And then
Right.
you think he's this amazing person, you love your husband, and then you come on the show, and then it's like a mirror is held high for you to actually see and watch back the actions of this man. And you're seeing the whole world talking about him gaslighting you. And then you know what gaslighting means. And then you find out, and then you think, oh, okay, maybe this is not normal. Maybe what I've been used to and experienced all these years is not normal. Right? So I think for me, I'm thinking from that lens. I self-esteem issues from the start. He chipped away at that over time. She didn't really know. She thought that that was normal based on her naivety and the self-esteem issues. And then when the whole Real Housewives puts a mirror, and then she was able to see that behavior back. Because in my opinion, with someone like that, someone like Ralph, he probably will not take accountability and probably say to her, it's all in your head. So that's the way I'm seeing it personally.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, I guess we're going to just look at it at different perspective. I'm not saying that Ralph is not an evil person. He is absolutely a bad person, but I also feel like she was comfortable. She
Right.
was comfortable, very
Mm-hmm.
comfortable in the marriage, in the arrangement, or whatever thing they had going on. She was comfortable for her to sit down and watch it play out the way it played out. I just felt like that, and especially seeing that um the fact that they still said that they still continue to cohabit in their home and co-parent their children. I'm like, why would I be staying at the same house with this kind of guy? Once I filed for divorce, I am moving houses. I don't care. or you're moving out.
Yeah,
One must happen. You either move out
exactly.
or I move out.
Mm-hmm.
And for someone that you claim that okay, she has been drained out. Even if Ralph, I feel like okay, Ralph might be stubborn enough to say, okay, I don't want to move out again. Then let me move out. For my own sanity, let me move out. Let me go and start afresh. I still feel like she still wants to enjoy the comfortability she got from being married to Ralph. For her to still be in that house. For someone that has literally emotionally drained you. Like Melody left Martell.
Right.
No matter how much she was comfortable in that, she knew that staying with him in the same house, in the same environment was draining her. She
Right.
left and started afresh. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with starting afresh. Of course, yes, it might be tough because you're not used to that kind of lifestyle. You're not used to being alone and doing things by yourself. But as time goes on, you will get used to it. She left. But after the filing for divorce, after she running, being the first one to go file for divorce, she's still in the house with him. Why?
Yeah,
I
I
still have
can
to wake up every
understand
morning and
that.
still see your face.
Because I actually don't feel like she wants a divorce. Like when I watched her talk about the divorce and stuff, it was clear she does not want to leave this man. She does not want a divorce. She's hoping, I think maybe deep down she feels like they can still work it out. I feel like that's one. But also I think about it and I'm like, okay, even with Melody, it took her a while before she finally left. And I think sometimes it could take a while before you finally wake up and say, okay, enough really is enough. And I think she's not really there yet. She hasn't gotten to that point, that stage where you feel strengthened in your decision. You feel like, no, this is it. I just think she's there yet.
Hmm. Are you sure that will be it, or she's just enjoying the comfortability of being with him and everything that comes with being married with him? Because someone can be this bad to you, also be bad to your own sister, and I don't know. Well, I
Maybe.
don't want to
Hmm.
judge. I feel like probably, like I say, who knows? Probably she did cheat on him too. Also, yeah, both of them are. That's why I say I don't trust the both of them because I believe that the both of them are liars, and they are both lying in this case. And I feel like the both of them cheated on themselves. They both cheated on themselves. Probably she was comfortable in the relationship because they had this. It was easier to cheat on each other in the relationship or have other relationship outside the marriage, and it suits the both of them. And now she can't have that. She had the marriage, she had everything that came with the marriage, she had the status, she had the influence, she had the money that came with the marriage, and she still enjoyed things from outside marriage. And now she can't get the things that she was enjoying from inside marriage, from being inside the marriage.
Does anyone actually know what this man does for a living? Because I'm just trying to understand. Like I know everyone keeps saying tech, but what area of tech?
I thought it was something in cybersecurity.
Hmm. And he's making that much money. Hmm. Okay. Maybe I need, maybe I oh, maybe I
I
need to
don't
sign
know.
But who
sure.
does he work for? The government, the city, the state
Maybe I need to sign up.
itself? Does he have a contract with either one of those organizations? Does he have his own business?
If
I don't
his
You
own
know.
know,
his
It
own
was
wife
never.
doesn't even know what he
It
does.
was never
I remember when one
clear.
of the after shows they were even trying to tell her what her own husband does. So she herself doesn't even know what her husband does.
Yeah.
She was confused. We were even trying to help her, like, is this? I was like, wow, you've been married to this man for how many years and you don't know what he does? That's how I feel like she's detached from the marriage herself, but she enjoyed everything that came with it. It's
Yeah,
like
well, it
you want
just
to
seems
get
like
the benefit without putting in the work.
yeah,
That's
it
why
just
she's
seems like
still there, because you can't be married to your husband for so many years and you don't know what he does. How? Even if he's a criminal, you will know that yes, he's a criminal.
Yeah, I don't get that part. I didn't get.
I didn't even get the part where he didn't even let her
If
pick out
he's
the
a
house that they're
criminal,
living in.
say it. She'll probably say she doesn't know what he does. I'm just saying. If someone, okay, if you were dating someone and you knew they were a criminal and someone was asking what they did, you would be vague as well. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's a criminal. I'm just saying. Like, you're not going to come out and be like, oh, he does this, because then they're like, oh, his wife said he does this. You keep it as vague as possible. That's why I think, because think about it, when people would ask Phaedra about a it was very vague, no?
True.
Until we then found out what was happening with Apollo. So I
Hmm.
just, that's the way I think about it personally.
You know, that's good luck to them. And the fact that he was apologizing for the disintegration of the marriage, but not to Drew, but to People Magazine. Oh my God, Raf is something else.
Yeah.
Raf is something else,
He's
and I
not
do
gonna
feel
take
bad for her.
responsibility.
Of course, both of them will not take responsibility for anything. Joe is not ready to take responsibility for her part in the marriage breaking. Ralph either is not ready to take any responsibility. So we're just gonna be left. I hope it's not gonna be a long divorce like Kenya's own.
Gosh.
Ah,
Yeah, it probably would be. I mean, but why? Let people get on with their lives. Let her go ahead and start healing. Evidently he's trying to go on with his life. Go ahead. But do right by her and the kids. That's all I'm saying.
probably she wants to ask. She might probably want to ask for more than what he's willing to give. And I see Ralph as someone that if he doesn't want to give you a cent, he will fight you tooth and nail not to give you that cent.
Yeah, I've been through it. That's why I walked away from the house, the boat, and the car. I didn't need it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need any of it. I rebuilt because I have faith in me and knowing what I was capable of doing. Yeah, there was plenty of times I fed my kids and I didn't eat. It wasn't enough food. You know, it was plenty of times where I was able to buy them clothes because they're steadily growing and I kept wearing the same things for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
you do what you got to do in order to protect your peace.
yeah.
I don't know. Some of us are like that, some of us aren't.
I literally do hope that she will get better help and seek therapy, better therapists that will tell her the truth and not sugarcoat it for her. Well, guys, I think we've covered almost everything on today's episode. I literally can't wait for the reunion because it looks that's gonna be hot. There's gonna be a lot of
Hmm.
fights, and I can't wait for next week's episode to see what they have in stock for us.
I know.
It's going to be exciting.
Hmm.
Exactly. Well, guys, we'll be going out very soon, but don't forget to subscribe to our individual YouTube channel. We have um Mocha here. You can see her name on the screen and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we have reviews and recaps over here. Also, you can click on it and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you also have Unfiltered Uzo and you can subscribe. Like and comment on our videos, guys. Also, go ahead and watch all our other videos because we also do other things on our channels. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you guys same time next week.
Bye bye.
Bye. You guys say something about Marvin, right? Just gone.